All right. Frankie Bellucci, everybody. Frankie.
Thanks, Johnny.
What's up, buddy?
Thank you, Amy. Thank
Phenomenal.
you. Yep.
You're like a fine wine. You just improve with age.
Thank you very much, John. Yep. I hope
Forget it.
that keeps going.
You didn't even break a sweat. What's up with that?
Oh, yeah, no, you should see my underwear. If I was wearing any. No.
Hey, you never know. It's rock and roll.
There you go.
So what's going on? Well, tell everybody that don't know who you are, what you've been doing, where you've been, who you studied with, who you play with. Bada bing, bada boom.
Basically, all in a nutshell. Went on the road at 18, been doing it for a living ever since. I'm now 22, so for the last 4 years, it's been going. No, I'm actually, that's been my whole life. So through the years, what can I say? Luckily, I'm still making a living playing drums. It's tough, you know. We were talking about the business before, and it's not like where it was when I was 20, 19, where you work 7 days a week, and that was, you know, you never out of work. Now I freelance. Luckily, I play big band, and I play with a 10-piece funk band, and I do jazz gigs, blues gigs, but it's, you know, it's all week long moving my drum somewhere.
No, I hear you.
So it's, yeah, it's been great. Jim Chapin, guys like that have been, you know, Al Miller in my life, great teachers. And you never stop learning, you know that, you know. And Johnny right here was a student of mine, I don't know how many years ago.
Well, actually in the early 90s. That's
was.
how we met, yeah.
Yeah?
I was a little more wilder back then.
No, not you, Johnny.
But we had a lot of good times.
It was great, right. Here I used to come here and teach, Staten Island.
Percussion Paradise.
Percussion Paradise, drive from Long Island every Tuesday, about 2 hours of traffic. And then I would leave at 1 in the morning after we go out to eat, whatever, and get home in another 2 hours of traffic. It doesn't end. And coming here today was 2 hours of traffic.
Those were the good old days back then with Anthony Toto from Percussion Paradise.
Percussion Paradise, Stevie's here, you know. You know what? Till this day, I'm still in touch with ex-students of mine from Staten Island. It's amazing. They call me up, who has kids, who has, you know, who's been married 4 times.
Yeah, tell me about it.
What are you gonna do?
Now, what's this band I got here, Expo, from 1977?
Well, there you go. That's the band. My cousin in that band, and ironically, he was in town last week. I could curse him, but I love him because he got me in the business. My cousin was, at that time, I think I was about 20 in that picture. He was already working his whole life. You know, he was on, he would do Broadway shows when he was like 5, 6 years old. My aunt had him on. He was a tap dancer, a great talent. And he was, in those days, again, through the 70s, he played 7 nights a week. We talked about having an agent. You worked just like, it was your regular job. You got a paycheck. You didn't have to fight with club owners.
No.
You worked a month. You never did one-nighters in those days. You were there a month or 2. Your equipment was staged, set up. Never got robbed.
Yeah.
So imagine you being in a club, your equipment was there. If you did 5-nighters, you were off 2 days, you kept your stuff there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You can't
now
do that
you can't
no
even
more.
put it in the car when you're taking it out.
No.
But that's Expo, and he got me in the business, and he now came to town. He's 61. Sings better than ever. So we talk about old school in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I come from the old school Mario of you work, you learn your craft, you always shut your mouth. That's what my cousins say. Keep your ears open, shut your mouth. Learn your craft. Don't ever think you're great. Keep learning and do it. Now everybody's a star. They do one song, you know, and no one goes out and learns their craft. And that to me is the heartbreak that I have in this business. But I saw him last week. He came up and sang with the band, freaked my band out. Sounds better than ever. He's in Florida. So he's been in Florida, and that's Spanky. Yeah, that's...
Well, 1977 was the year, I mean, music was happening big back then.
It was the disco era, but it was, you played every hotel. Like, I'm from Long Island, you know, I was born in Springfield Gardens, Queens, but every hotel had bands. You had bands 5, 7 nights a week. Now you're lucky if it's a Friday or Saturday. That's what they have. And now you either have to do one-nighters in clubs and bars, you know, but... You know, now bands are willing to go out and play for free, and that's what killed it.
Well, for instance, this weekend there's a big band coming into town, Biohazard.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Big reunion tour.
Right.
Evan Seinfeld played Inmate on Oz, but for instance, to open up bands have to sell like the minimum of 75 tickets just to play the show.
That's right.
And it's, you know, it's a hard thing, but it's a good exposure gig, but still you have to do the legwork.
It's exposed, but exactly that. You know, it's I don't know, you know, and when I hear bands have to, some bands pay to play.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. You
Or
know?
if you bring in 5 people, you're an original band, you're going home with $20.
You're lucky with nothing. Exactly. So it's tough. Luckily, again, I say that, you know, I'm able to do this. I mean, I have a 9-year-old and 11-year-old. They have to work full time to support the family. Other than that, things are not bad. How about you, Johnny? Good?
Well, I'm gonna say both.
I'm waiting to see a genie pop out of this thing.
That's actually our free giveaway raffles that we're gonna do in a little while. Actually, life is pretty good. I mean, it could always get better, but I can't have no complaints
You
right
got
now.
Amy next to you. What's wrong with that? Forget about it. I got Mario next to me. For crying.
Actually, we got like 3 different co-hosts for the show,
Okay.
so everybody takes their turn, and it's a hard gig. You know?
It's great. You know what? You called me up. Johnny got in touch with me, and you really have calmed down. I can tell you that.
No.
Where's your girlfriend? She here?
She's somewhere in the audience
All
hiding.
right. There she is. All I did was see her, and I made the sign of the cross. Well, you're with this man? Forget it.
But yeah, a lot of crazy fun times back in the day, right?
Oh, hey, look, I give you credit. You know, you're doing what you want to do, and that's what we're all trying to do, I guess.
Now, what's your future plans for the future? Any
I'm
albums?
going to become a doctor, Johnny. After the show, I decided to study brain surgery. So if anybody needs their head checked,
Well,
which
good.
I see a few people in this room need their head checked.
Well, I could use the lobotomy if you know how to do it.